Hey you, so on this video, tips and tricks for buying hype coins from the mint, and the mint specifically, I'm going to be going over a few tips and tricks that I've used even to secure a load of these. If you can see my Instagram account, if you haven't, there's a link to it at the bottom where I show a load of my gold and silver coins. You can just get a view of them. I've done a picture of a load of these coins I picked up, and a lot of individuals have asked me how I was able to get so many if it's free per household. Now, when I first done the coin of interest, I did mention a couple of these tips, but I've done videos like this in the past, but I'll just go over it now again and give just the exact tips and the tricks that I used to acquire the amount I acquired. And I acquired quite a few. Now, of course, there's going to be individuals out there that are going to be very upset that an individual like myself is doing a video like this. You know, they're blaming me for why they didn't get one and all that goes with it. But for the same individuals howling at the moon, you know, that I've always mentioned when it comes to collector coins, and remember, I say up front, I'm a cowboy collector. You know, and I'm in it to, you got to be in it to win it. So for every coin that's a hit like this, for instance, there's always going to be your flops, and these same individuals that will be laughing at you in situations when you pick a dud. But when you pick up one that they're interested in or didn't get a chance to pick up, they can be angry. But in the end of the day, I would say it's all down to you. You know, in some of the tips and the tricks I'm going to be mentioning, I think you need to pay extra attention, because I've had messages and I've had comments, and there's always going to be that bitter individual in the comments howling at the moon, whether it's going to be a fad today, it'll be 10 pence tomorrow, it's never going to take off, and they howl and howl. But ultimately it all boils down to, you know, you're one of the scalpers that are pushing prices up and the likes of them, blah blah blah. But if I've said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. You know, especially when it comes to collector coins, I purchase these to help increase my foundation. I buy them for the price that they are, with full intentions of selling them on for more. And if that can be done, I'm going to do it. But when it's a coin that the individual may be liking, or think, oh, that looks nice, and they blink and it's gone, they seem to get rather emotional. But you know, in the end of the day, everyone, each for their own. You know, these guys need to look in the mirror and just hug themselves, because nobody cares. It's the same way when individuals are messaging me talking about dealers that have shot the prices up. I moan and groan when it's someone like ACMEX, where they control the actual coins from the start to the end. But when it's a dealer that's got a coin on their hands, and then, you know, they can see what they're selling for on eBay and they've picked them up direct from the mint, you expect them to act like the mint, but in the end of the day, they're a business, not a charity. So it is what it is. When I see things like that, I don't, you know, huff and puff. I just say it is what it is, each their own. If you've got to lock in, then listen to some of these tips and tricks that I'll be saying, and you'll be able to lock in a lot sooner and don't get caught in that little trap, that hype trap when it comes to these collector coins. So breaking this straight in, the first tip I would say, and especially from when you're buying from the mint, well, if I say that, why the mint here when you're purchasing from the mint as opposed to the different ones, is with the mint, and this could be naughty depending on how you view it, you have the option of sending back technically with no hassle. You know, if you don't like it for any reason, I believe the Royal Mint have a 30-day return policy. I've sent coins back way after that. You know, they can be, the hit in terms of it being bad investment can be left on them, as opposed from buying from a European dealer or straight from a dealer. Dealers are infamous for getting picky because they don't want to have to go through the process of either sending it back or they can't send it back. Whereas if you can purchase from a mint, i.e., I'm not sure about the Perth Mint, but I do know the American Mint and especially the Royal Mint have a rather easy policy, and a Royal Mint bullion. So with that in mind, whenever I'm onto a hit, and I'm not sure if the individual can remember, a couple of videos ago I said I did have a bit of a method for when I think it's going to be a massive hit, and if I'm in a pinch. I've been looking and seeking and securing a load of the old sovereigns, so I was bone dry when it came to funds. So the good thing about it being from the mint was that if I was able to purchase on credit and it was a hit, is which I did end up doing with the majority of the coins I picked up, I always had that option of being able to send them back if they didn't take off, and that's what I done. And that's the biggest tip, number one. Buying from the mint is totally different experience than buying from a dealer. You know, especially if you get a messed up coin, if it's in bad condition, or anything of the likes of, as I show off these snowman coins, sending back to a mint it should always be the smoothest problem, you know, smoothest transaction, should I say. Any issues whatsoever, they'll take the coin back. You know, they'll have the return policy, whether the shipping's on them or not. it should be very smooth. So if you're doing what I'm doing and you're looking to flip or cowboy flip, if it shouldn't take off in the first couple of days, then you have that option of being able to send it back. So that's the plus side I see from buying from the mint. And I took that gamble and did purchase damn near everything, 90% of all of this stuff on credit, which I will go on to explain. I've already paid that all off from the means that happened and how fast they arose. So the first tip I would give when you're buying from the mint is going to be, and a lot of people have been bringing this to my attention, is that whenever it ends up stating that it's sold out, and usually that's going to be online where a lot of people are going to be purchasing from. Take a look at the Perspex glass here. It's the first time I believe they've done any painting on it, which is very nice and snazzy. But the second you get a out of stock or 100% reserved message, what you want to do, especially you're late to the game, is give them a call, ring them up and look to purchase some. Why? Because a lot of the times when individuals don't know some of the tips I'm going to be mentioning here, they may try to purchase. Sometimes it's a set amount per household, so it doesn't make a difference if you're trying to purchase in your partner, brother, sister, mum, dad's name. It's a certain amount per household. And usually once they've done the head count and they've done their own checks and due diligence, the mint this is, they will come to the conclusion that some individuals may have tried to cheekily, you know, purchase more than a few. So they're always going to have some stock left over, but they have to be cautious. So technically, once it's hit the fully sold out status, they have to put that up online and you can no longer purchase. But if you call up, which is the big tip, because a load of individuals that couldn't get some eventually did get some, we'll get into that in a moment, you will more than likely always be able to secure some. If not, the waiting list you'll put on, you'll be a lot sooner. And once they do the head count for any returns or anything like that, and you desperately want it, and it could be a hit like this coin, you will more than likely be able to secure a piece. So that's always going to be a good tip when purchasing from the mint. And that is, once it states it's sold out online, get straight on the phone, even though you'll be, you know, huffing and puffing and maybe upset, and call up. Individuals have been leaving comments stating that the Royal Mint now have a black box edition, you know, I believe with the 15,000 in the white box presentation where you get the booklet and all of the stuff. They now have miraculously come up, and apparently because it was such a big hit, they have a black box edition, which is basically, I don't know, it must be in a load of coins that was just designated for them to give to another company. They've decided to recall them back and haven't just produced all the packaging, all the COAs. They've marked up the price by an extra £10, but you know, individuals that couldn't get this in this sort of packaging, if you're asking me, I still believe the white box is the #1 because I own them and I'm being biased, but they are superior if you ask me. But you know, in the end of the day, who's going to complain if you're looking at a 2016 Peter Rabbit in a NGC or PCGS holder? So that's always the best option there. You just have the packaging of an individual that wants it as a purist collector, because I still do reach out to you guys, then you're able to get that. So that's going to be that lone wolf howling at the moon, wagging their hand at me saying they couldn't get one because of individuals like myself. There's always that option. So take this on board and give a call up straight away. And I highly doubt they would even care if it didn't come with a booklet and all the stuff like that. But I believe they still do for individuals still looking. And this is just speaking on this coin here. I know we recently had the platinum, was it Palladium Eagle, that went through the same type of hype, you know, and with them, I believe you had dealers that was paying a markup for individuals that was able to flip. So it's just part and parcel. It's all part and parcel. The hardcore purist collector can get butthurt at times, but you have dealers and individuals like myself playing the game. You have to be in it to win it, full stop. So calling up once it states it's sold out is always going to be a fantastic tip, because you'll either be put on a waiting list where you're high up in the list, or you will be able to snag one where it's stating it's sold out, but that's not actually the case. Now, that's going to be a good tip #1. The second one is one I've mentioned on the previous video like this, and that's having your finger on the pulse. Having your finger on the pulse is looking out for channels like mine, forums, Facebook groups, and the likes of us guys. These guys are always going to know when a hit is coming out. Now, unless the mint does a blind drop, which is dangerous for them, because you know, if it's a flop, they're always going to blame it on nobody knew it was coming out. So they'll always have some type of soft press release or, you know, peaking of interest. With these, a lot of individuals have messaged me and mentioned they didn't even know they was out. At one point, they was just asking what individuals thought about the coin and getting opinions. And, you know, smart individuals realized no mintages were put up. They just want to know what people were thinking. But the mint will always put some type of soft information out there. Individuals will know a hot coin is coming out. So if you've got your finger on the pulse, once again, for the lone wolves howling at the moon, a top tip for you guys to pay attention to. I mean, at the time of releasing this video, I've just received through the mail the order presentation for the snowman. So I've received a letter from the mint stating it's just out. It's been sold out for 2 days now. So that's how the mint are playing this. They're way behind if it's a hit. So you need to stay up in advance. They've released over 100 plus coins this year, and 99 of them have done their flopped. It's going to be that one, and if it's the one that you may be interested in, this is going to be the advice you want to be paying attention to. It's specifically for that one. So keeping your finger on the pulse and paying attention. You know, stalking the website, giving them calls. I know with the Royal Mint, they cannot give no information as when they're going to release. When it's released, they go through the motions. Everybody gets the email once they're sold out, and 2 days later you get the paperwork and bringing it to your attention also. So it's always going to be us guys doing YouTube videos or in the forums, and, you know, just eagerly awaiting, because we're either cowboy in you know, flippers, or individuals that know how frenzified it can get, if that's a word, once things heat up. So a next tip would be have individuals on standby. A lot of individuals ask me how I was able to get so many. Now, for me, in rare occasions like this, and I would say rare because first time this year and I wasn't part of the last hype, I have over 5 addresses. So I'd say I have 5 addresses and 5 friends' bank account details, including my partner. We've got the other property we can register it to, that I've got at the drop of a dime. I can use these addresses. I've got their account details also to place these orders. This is how you get around free per household. You know, this is another way of how to get around it. So, you know, you can have friends on board. Like I said, my friends couldn't damn near give a damn about these things. It's just me involved with the coins originally. When I get into the whole cowboy collector part of it, they have no idea what's going on. You know, when it comes on the news, if they want to hold on to one, that wouldn't be an issue for me. But I'm able to, I purchased all of the coins, and I did purchase many. You know, by 3 in the morning I was done, and I got enough. So if you want to be able to capitalize on that angle, have standbys ready for times like this. So either you don't want to be calling up a friend and saying, can you lock these in, and they get caught in, you know, the website running at a crawl pace, or, you know, can't get through. If you've got everybody's details ready, be it their addresses, their account details, and, you know, they trust you, you trust them, then it's something to have on standby and just be ready for. To follow on from that tip is another tip that I gave at the time, and that's going to be have alternative dealers ready that may be stocking and selling the coin. With the Eagles, once again, I believe the American Mint only sold them themselves, but with the Royal Mint coin, there are a few UK dealers that they obviously hand these out to, and I've seen a load of dealers worldwide also. And having these dealers on hand, knowing when you have a hit, everybody knows if the American Mint dropped another hit today, it's going to be a limit per household. That's the only measures they're taking to please those that huff and puff when they don't get it. So they're going to put it down to, you know, we had our limit and this person obviously got around it, we don't know how. So if you have a load of the other dealers, when I done the video coin of interest, I did mention that I believe it was Westminster Coin Collection were also selling the coin. I know Charles was selling the coin, and a few other dealers. At the same time I placed the orders for mine, done the orders for them. So between myself, or well, just for myself, I done 3 from the Royal Mint, 3 from Westminster, 1 from Charles, and I believe 2 from the Island Stamp place. And, you know, that was just for me. Then I done it for another 5 times on the other people and friends' accounts and to their addresses. These are all the measures you have to take if you really want to capitalize. And what I done to be able to load in and log on all of these, I've already sold down near half of what I had on eBay, and they've sold very fast. Just to pay the cards off in full and just test the waters. There's going to be waves I'm doing them in the first batch, so the first ride of the wave, and then I'll wait to mature and then see how we peak towards Christmas. And this is just speaking on these coins, but if it was another hot coin, I'll also be doing that. So getting in on all angles. And these are just the tips and the tricks that I've used to be able to get as many as I got and, you know, fully capitalize on them. Once again, the major plus side here is buying from the mint. If these would have been a Paddington Bear, I would have sent them all back, you know, and that's the good thing about the mint. I've done it before, I believe, on the, even with the, I believe it was the Silver Cougarans when I purchased the load. If it's no good, then they go straight back. And the hit can be on the mint's end, which is nothing. They're sitting down on a load of coins that ain't moving at all. And that's the uber plus side from purchasing from the mint, I would say. But these are just a few tips and tricks that I'm displaying the recent hype coins that I purchased in bulk and quantity from the mint, and, you know, answering some of the questions that a few individuals have asked me, how I got so many and the likes of, and the best ways to capitalize. In the end, ultimately, I think the top two are always going to be individuals saying they didn't know, you know, they had no idea, and what's the best way to find out. There is no way to find out. On coins like these, the mints like to be cloak and dagger. You know, they're not going to say on this day we're going to release them at this time. Another good one is, you know, knowing when it's coming out, whether it's the Eagles, sometimes everybody knows what time they're going to be sold, from either morning or night. So logging on first thing in the morning, like 12 at night time, is always a fantastic option if you know a hot coin's coming up, just so that you're not caught in the hype rush. Or first thing in the morning from 8 to 9. You want everything completed by first thing in the morning if you want to be able to get all of the best coins and not get caught in the jam. So hate or love it, guys. It'd be fantastic to know what you thought of some of these tips and tricks. If you have any, it'd be great to hear them in the comments. Go ahead and let me know what you think of this video. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound.